Hello, myself, Professor Mrs. C.S. Nirali from Food Chemistry and Nutrition Department, Kekewa College of Food Technology, Saraswati Nagar Campus, Nashik. And our course number FCN 357, course title Instrumental Techniques in Food Analysis. Today we will see regarding quality evaluation of meat and poultry products. Under that exercise number 1, title Determination of water holding capacity of meat, that is by press method. Objective of this practical will be to know how much water is bound or retained in the meat, to predict the juiciness as well as texture of the processed meat. Two methods are in common use for the estimation of water holding capacity. First one is press method, second one is centrifugal method. So it will be relevant to go for press method for the current practical. Coming to introduction, water holding capacity of meat is defined as the ability of meat to retain the water during application of external forces such as cutting, heating, grinding, or pressing. Water is quantitatively the most important constituent of meat. Lean meat may contain up to 76% water and more can be bound to the tissues during curing and emulsion development. Water holding capacity of muscle tissue has a direct effect on the shrinkage of meat during storage. When the tissues have poor water holding properties, the loss of moisture and consequently the loss of weight during storage, that is shrink, is great. Water holding capacity is especially critical in the meat ingredients of manufactured products that are subjected to heating, grinding, and other processes. Many physical properties of meat, such as color, texture, and firmness of raw meat, juiciness, and tenderness of cooked meat, are partially dependent on water holding capacity. Muscle proteins will be responsible for the binding of water in meat. The water holding capacity of muscle is lowest at its ultimate pH, that is 5.14 to 5.5. The denaturation leads to unholding of the peptide chains and thereby losing the water binding and water holding capacity of the muscles. However, on subsequent conditioning of or aging of meat, it tends to increase. Coming to principle, water holding capacity is defined as the ability of meat to retain its own water content when subjected to external forces such as cutting, heating, grinding, as well as pressing. Water content of meat consists of tiny amounts of tightly bound water, that is protein bound water, substantially larger amount of immobilized water, and a balance of free water accounting for 10% of total water, sometimes reaching up to 15%. The bound water is estimated as the amount of water remaining in meat after it has been subjected to some kind of physical pressure. The pressure is most often produced by pressing the meat between two plates. Coming to requirements, we will be requiring meat, fine electronic balance, filter papers, 2 numbers, glass plates. Procedure: weigh 2 Wattman number 1 filter paper. Next, weigh about 500 milligrams of mixed meat. Place the meat sample in between two filter papers, preferably in the center. Place the filter paper and meat sample on a rigid flat surface of glass plate. Next, apply pressure, that is about 40 psi, that is 2.81 kg on it for 5 minutes. Next, remove the weight. Separate the meat flakes from the filter paper. Weigh the meat flake. Dry the filter paper and record the weight. Observations: weight of watermelon filter papers, 2 numbers together will be A. Weight of filter paper after drying will be B. Weight of meat sample 500 milligrams will be C. Weight of the meat flake will be D. Amount of protein attached to the filter paper B minus A, that is equal to E. Actual weight of meat flakes after pressure treatment is equal to E plus D, that is equal to F. Calculations will be percentage of water holding capacity is equal to C minus F into 100 divided by 2. Result will be water holding capacity of a given meat sample is so and so percentage. Precautions need to be taken while performing this practical, or the surface should be flat so that pressure is equally spread. The filter paper should not be wet and it should be weighed carefully. Properly mixed meat sample should be weighed carefully. Thank you so much for your patience listening.